Alright, everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the show. I'm going to do a quick one today. We're at the Harvard Nutrition Source, the School of Public Health, vitamin B12. We're just going to go over kind of how the wording and the wordsmithing takes place to kind of capture the minds and the logic pathways of surface-dwelling humans. So, of course, Harvard is a so-called authority on this planet, composed of the usual suspects. So let's just go down here. Vitamin B12, or cobalamin, what they call naturally found in animal foods. It can also be added to foods or supplements, right? So they're allowed to call this vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 powder. Okay, so how do they make this powder, you might be wondering? And why can they call it vitamin B12? Of course, vitamin B12 normally can be found in animal products, and it's a fatty soluble vitamin, what the Western medical mindset calls, which means it's bound up in a matrix of the muscle tissue or the organs, or literally it's bound up in the body of a single red blood cell. It can be found in the brain. And the way that it's found naturally does not look like a harsh industrial powder. Normally, they use different types of bleaching agents and harsh chemical astringents to get these powders. I've done that in another post called Industrial Concentrates on satvananda.org. So they're allowed to call this vitamin B12, okay? And when we look into kind of what happens in the body when people ingest this fake B12 powder, strange things start to happen. Maybe that'll be for another video, but I can't even find how they make this B12, okay? So we're looking at the 10 largest vitamin companies: Kirkland, Nature Made. So these are the biggest vitamin companies, right? And the saying goes is that they make, quote unquote, I gotta do this so I don't get flagged. So they use that G bacteria because the B12 is normally found in the actual cells and the composition of the cells of these microorganisms. And I've written other papers about this, like the metabolism of mammals or the natural human animal, available on the publication section at satvananda.org. And so, yeah, it's really hard to figure out how they do this stuff, but this is part of the spell that they have cast over, Western, over the individuals living inside of the Western medical mindset. Everybody complains because of the TV about the high cost of healthcare, but we don't really go into the wordsmithing or the wordplay or the legalese that they use in order to push or peddle their fake products. So this is a really, important aspect, because it's like, okay, we type in vitamin B12. Okay, well, this is what B12 looks like, right? Again, it's bound up in the fatty matrices of the literal bodies of the animals, in the body of the organ, the body of the egg, all of these things. It certainly does not look like powder, white, harsh industrial powder, and it doesn't do the same thing either. And so they try to push this type of powdered supplement to vegans and vegetarians, but they're not getting a complete or even a real form of the things that they need. And when we look into what the doctors are actually telling vegans and vegetarians, is that they're recommending to be consuming fortified grains. And this is one of another video I did in the past about human metabolisms. They say that you're supposed to be eating fortified grains 3 to 5 times a day. Okay, and if you do that, you know you're going to deplete different types of hydrochloric acid in the intestine, all kinds of stuff like that. So, you know, the experts are telling us one thing, and when we're in a better safe than sorry mindset, like an appeal to ignorance, this is what can end up happening. So you can substitute this with this, or you're substituting this with this, and you're able to see kind of the pathway where why that's allowed, why that's even allowed to be called vitamin B12. You know, so hope everybody liked the video today. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Thank you again.